It's staring at me. It followed me home from the gifting rock. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning right now. I think I don't know what to do. But it followed me home, and it is absolutely staring at me right now.
From werewolves appearing in Brazil to unknown cryptids following people home, these are the most disturbing encounters after dark. It was February 6th, 2024, when a trail camera mounted on a tree in the middle of the woods somewhere in Brazil captured something scary. Take a look. The creature, completely black in color, appeared on the camera for a few seconds, moving around quickly on all four legs. Unlike Bigfoot, this one was smaller in size and moved rather fast. But it gets more terrifying once the video gets zoomed in. Some teeth become visible, and then in the very next second, a snout-like thing appears, making people wonder what exactly it was. The first thing which popped up in everyone's mind was this: oh my God, this is werewolf! Brazil has a long history of werewolf legends, particularly in rural and forested areas. The most famous is the myth of the lobisomem, a creature said to transform under the full moon and hunt through the wilderness. Locals have reported sightings for generations, describing a wolf-like beast that walks on 2 legs but can also run on 4. What makes this footage unsettling is how it matches those descriptions. The size, the speed, the way it moved through the trees, it all fits. Whether it's a diseased animal, a large wolf, or something genuinely unexplained, one thing's clear: whatever was in those Brazilian woods that night wasn't supposed to be there. This next video was uploaded by a YouTube channel called Boise Bigfoot, who claimed that it was sent to him by one of his followers. This is what the video showed. The story goes like this. A hiker was in the woods when he noticed an old building in the middle of nowhere. As curiosity got the best of him, he went closer to have a better look. And that is when, in one of the windows of the building, he saw this creature. At first, it was just still, which made the man think it was just a shadow or something else. But then the eyes started shining, and that's what made the man pack his things up and run for his life. According to the uploader, they were convinced it was Bigfoot. However, as the comment said, Bigfoot would never stand there that long that exposed out of its environment. And that is actually true. There are very few sightings of Bigfoot just standing and staring, let alone inside a building. They are usually moving around in the woods, trying to hide. But then what exactly was it? Now, many claimed it could just be a crackhead wanting no one near the building. Others thought it was far more sinister than any of these reasons. Here's the thing. Abandoned buildings in the middle of the woods are notorious for strange activity. Squatters, sure, but also reports of shadow figures, glowing eyes, and encounters people can't explain. If it was just a person, why stay so still? Why let the eyes reflect like that? And why would someone be hiding out in a crumbling structure miles from civilization? Whatever the hiker saw that day, it was enough to make him leave and never come back. And honestly, that might have been the smartest decision he ever made. Now, cryptids are usually seen hiding, staring, and mostly in the most terrifying possible ways. But this next man captured a moment which had thousands thinking about cryptids with a different perspective. It was in Idaho when a man was wandering around taking nice photographs of the wildlife, and as the evening started to fall, he decided to go back home. However, what he did not know was that he was about to experience something crazy. As he started hearing some weird sounds, he tried following them, and that is when he came across this. It was a little creature playing around, and as soon as it detected someone was close, it ran back to the big creature, moving just a little far from it. From the way they walked and the body completely covered in fur, everything only pointed towards one direction: Bigfoot. But do Bigfoots really have families? That's the question everyone started asking. If this footage is real, then it changes everything. It means Bigfoot isn't just a lone creature wandering the woods. It means they reproduce, raise young, and possibly live in groups. That would make them closer to an undiscovered species of primate rather than some paranormal entity. Instead of being recorded out in the wild, this one was captured by a man who was sleeping in his bedroom when he heard some scary voices coming from the backyard. As he got up to check what it was, this is what he saw.
It's staring at me. It followed me home from the gifting rock. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning right now. I think I'm gonna...
The confusion and terror could be heard in the man's voice. But one thing was weird. He mentioned the creature must have followed him to his home. So I did some research, and it turned out the uploader, named Mr. Kriz, went to the woods a day before to get some photos. And it turns out, it wasn't the first time something has stalked the man, because the night he was in the woods, a similar creature had appeared right in front of him. It was the same creature, covered in black fur, almost like a shadow, with glowing eyes, standing on its 2 legs, staring right at the man. Now, many thought it could just be a bear, while others kept wondering if both videos had the same creature. And even if it was a bear, do bears stalk humans like this? Bears don't follow people home. They don't stand upright and stare for extended periods. And they definitely don't track someone across miles from the woods to their backyard. That's not bear behavior, that's predator behavior. Or worse, intelligent behavior. What makes this case so unsettling is the timeline. The man encounters something in the woods, and the very next night, it's at his house. That means it either followed him back or remembered where he went. Either way, it's not random. When a family was having a good time camping in the woods, they had no idea it was about to get terrifying. The man, along with his son and daughter, was sitting around when his son came up to him trying to tell him something, and that's when this happened.
Hey, Dad, look at Carly!
Get up here, Carly!
Right behind the bushes and very close to his daughter was a weird creature standing there, extending its arms towards the girl. As soon as the father caught its attention, it retreated behind the bush and later disappeared into thin air. Even though the man went to the spot to look for what it was, the only thing that remained as proof was the video he had accidentally recorded. As the video got uploaded on TikTok, people came up with many explanations, one being the infamous Wendigo. The Wendigo is one of the most terrifying creatures in North American folklore. Originating from Algonquian legends, it's described as a gaunt, skeletal being with an insatiable hunger for human flesh. According to the stories, the Wendigo was once human, but became cursed after resorting to cannibalism during harsh winters. It's said to roam forests, preying on the lost and the weak, moving silently and disappearing without a trace. Whether it was a Wendigo, a shadow figure, or something else entirely, one thing's clear. That family got out of there just in time, and they never went back. This next video comes from Indonesia. A national park guard was driving through the woods in the middle of the night, checking to see if everything was all right, when he heard a shriek. Startled, he stopped the car to see what was happening, and that's when this thing appeared right in front of him.
Assalamualaikum. Assalamualaikum. Ini apa, guys?
In the video, a large, bat-like creature can be seen staring directly at the man recording, which left many viewers completely puzzled as to what exactly this could be. Historically, there's a massive book called the Codex Gigas, also known as the Devil's Bible. It's said to have been written by Satan himself, and it contains a painting of the devil. Although the creature in the painting bears quite a resemblance to what's in the video, people are still divided on what they're actually looking at. Some viewers believe this could just be a large hammerhead bat. Others simply think it's a person in a costume. But here's the thing. The largest hammerhead bat ever recorded was only 38 inches, which is far too small for the likes of this creature. Whatever was staring back at that man wasn't something that fits into any normal category. The Codex Gigas is one of the most mysterious and disturbing manuscripts in existence. Legend says a monk made a deal with the devil to complete it in one night, and in exchange, he painted the devil's portrait inside. Whether or not you believe that story, the image in that ancient book looks eerily similar to what's in this video. And if it's not a bat, and it's not a costume, then what is it? The uploader never came forward. The video's origin remains unknown, and that's what makes it so unsettling. In September 2025, a hunter uploaded a short but unsettling video from deep in the woods. He had gone out for what was supposed to be a normal hunting trip when he started hearing weird sounds, more like screams echoing through the forest. Throughout the video, he keeps moving the camera around, desperately trying to spot what's making the noise, but there's nothing there. No animals, no people, just the sound, piercing through the silence. According to the hunter, his first thought was that it could be a skinwalker. The way the screams sounded almost human, but not quite, had him convinced something unnatural was out there. When the video hit the internet, people started debating what it could be. Some thought it was just a mountain lion. They can make some pretty disturbing sounds that sometimes resemble human screams, especially when they're hunting or calling for a mate. But others weren't convinced. One comment in particular stood out. It could be someone who was and she's about to get killed, and that's why she's crying. That comment sent chills down people's spines. Because if it wasn't an animal and it wasn't a skinwalker, then what if it really was a person in distress? The hunter never went back to investigate. He left the woods as fast as he could and never posted a follow-up. To this day, no one knows what was making those screams. Whether it was a mountain lion, a skinwalker, or something far worse, the hunter made the right call getting out of there. Sometimes, it's better not to know. On Reddit, a video appeared with the bold title, "Cryptid Sighting Caught on Camera Near Haunted Forest." Naturally, people clicked, and what they saw left them speechless. The footage came from what looked like a CCTV camera set up in someone's backyard, probably installed to keep an eye out for intruders or thieves. But instead of catching a burglar, it caught something far more disturbing. A huge face appears on the screen. At first, it's really hard to make out what it is, just a vague shape in the darkness. But then it moves closer to the wall, and then, without warning, it jumps inside. Now, here's where it gets even stranger. According to the man who uploaded the video, no one was ever found inside his home or his backyard. He checked everywhere. No signs of forced entry, no footprints, nothing. But the video? It tells a completely different story. People in the comments were split. Some thought it could be a person wearing a mask, trying to break in, but chickening out at the last second. Others pointed out that the size and proportions of the face didn't look human at all, and the way it moved smoothly, almost effortlessly, wasn't how a normal person would scale a wall. In January 2026, an image was uploaded on Reddit that had people absolutely horrified. The photo appeared to be from a trail camera or some kind of night vision security cam, and what it captured was unlike anything most people had ever seen. A creature with glowing eyes, sharp teeth fully exposed, and what looked like long matted hair or fur covering its body. The face was twisted, almost demonic, and it seemed to be staring directly into the camera. No one knew where the photo was taken. The uploader gave no context, no location, nothing. Just the image and silence. People in the comments were split. Some thought it was a diseased animal, maybe a bear or a wolf with severe mange. Others weren't convinced. The teeth, the eyes, the way it looked almost human in posture but animalistic in features, it didn't match anything they could identify. A man was hiking in the woods in broad daylight when he noticed something a little far from him. Take a look.
Yeah, so this whole area, you guys. I found something. Hold on. What is this? Guys, what is that? What did I find here?
It looked like a shelter camp, but unlike anyone had ever seen before, so he went closer to have a better look. What he found was a massive structure made entirely out of branches, logs, and debris, carefully constructed and leaning against the trees. It wasn't just random sticks piled up. It had a deliberate shape, almost like a teepee or a dome, with an opening at the front. The man was stunned. This wasn't something a hiker would build. It was too large, too crude, and way too deep in the woods for any casual camper to bother with. When he posted the video online, people immediately started calling it a Bigfoot nest, and honestly, the evidence backs it up. Bigfoot researchers have documented similar structures for years in massive stick formations found in remote forests, often near water sources or game trails. They're believed to be shelters or territorial markers left behind by Bigfoot. A couple of comments on the post stood out. "I've seen one similar to this one, but the door is on the side, not the front left corner." That comment suggests these structures aren't isolated incidents. People are finding them in different locations, but they all share the same eerie characteristics: size, isolation, and intentional design. The man didn't stick around long. He recorded what he could and left. Because if this really was a Bigfoot nest, then whatever built it could still be nearby. And judging by the size of that structure, it's not something you'd want to run into. On February 26th, a photo was shared on the Mysterious Creatures Facebook page that got a lot of attention. Matt Moneymaker, known from the show Finding Bigfoot, posted it, claiming it may be compelling evidence of a Bigfoot sighting in South Dakota. The image shows a large, dark figure standing upright in the middle of a barren, open landscape. It's completely isolated. No trees, no cover, just flat ground stretching for miles. What makes this photo interesting is the location. South Dakota isn't typically known for Bigfoot sightings. Most reports come from dense forests in the Pacific Northwest. But this is wide open prairie land. The figure is clearly bipedal, standing tall, and appears to be walking across the terrain. Some argued it could just be a person, but the proportions seem off. The height, the build, the way it's positioned, it doesn't quite match a normal human.
From heart-stopping encounters with wild bears to unsettling devil sightings, and even a fascinating clip of a nimble gymnastic fox. If you're intrigued by the world of the unexplained, you're in for an extraordinary adventure as we delve into each mysterious capture. Forest camping adventures are usually a lot of fun, but at any time, things can take a surprising turn. In this video, recorded by a man during a camping trip with his family, we spot a gigantic humanoid creature in the distance. This creature appears exceptionally tall and seems to be covered in thick black fur. It's bending down, as if collecting something from the ground. After some time, the creature apparently senses that it's being recorded and makes a hasty escape, bringing the video to an end. Judging by its appearance, it certainly resembles the legendary Bigfoot, although it's possible that it might be someone playing a prank in a Bigfoot costume. Regardless, whatever it was an incredibly captivating sight for the family on their camping adventure. This video was posted on Facebook by a user who claims to have been stalked by an unknown creature in his house, and in the video, he manages to capture this eerie encounter. The man in the video is visibly frightened and uneasy, attempting to show us the source of his fear. He explains that he had been hearing hissing noises coming from his backyard, and now he's ventured out to investigate what might be causing it. As he explores the area, he pans the camera toward his shed, where something strange is peeking out, and this thing seems responsible for the hissing sounds. In a trembling voice, the homeowner calls out to the mysterious presence, but it remains silent. Fearing the unknown, the homeowner hastily retreats, and you can clearly see the fear in his eyes as he makes his escape. It's a truly unsettling encounter, and it's hard to comprehend the terror of having something unknown lurking in your own home. Have you ever witnessed a gymnastic fox? This video, originating from Stowe, Vermont, was captured by a security camera. In the footage, we get a glimpse of a backyard, and the fox enters, likely through the fences. However, as the fox ventures in, we can see from the house's security camera that the house owner and their 2 dogs come out, with the dogs giving chase to the fox. The fox notices the pursuit and displays quick reflexes, swiftly running away. What follows is a truly remarkable sight. The fox executes an impressive leap, effortlessly clearing a 6-foot fence in a single leap. It's quite amazing to witness the agility of this nimble fox. After this remarkable feat, the dogs must have been left in awe by what they had just witnessed. This video comes from a group of tourists who were on an adventure in the boreal forest region, and they managed to capture a sighting of the mighty Bigfoot on their camera. In the video, we're presented with a view of the dense woods, and in the distance, a black creature is hunched over. The camera then pans to the side, revealing a large group of tourists with their cameras, all observing this astonishing sight. The creature appeared to be hunched, making it a bit challenging to estimate its height, but it did seem to be of substantial size. Some might argue that it could be a gorilla or ape, but in Canada, there are no known animals like that. Towards the end of the video, we can also see a person in a red shirt emerging from the woods. It's a bit confusing why someone would venture so close to a creature like that. This video was shared on Reddit by a homeowner who recorded a chilling entity haunting his house, and it's something straight out of my worst nightmares. In the video, we see the homeowner performing some sort of ritual with smoke, seemingly to ward off whatever is frightening him.
I know, bud. I'm not afraid, man.
He then heads towards the basement, and as he opens the door, a dark and eerie figure is standing at the other end of the stairs. The figure is undeniably creepy and unsettling. When you pause and zoom in on its face, you can discern its eerie, human-like features. However, when the homeowner switches on the light, the mysterious figure hastily retreats. With bravery, the homeowner follows, but to his surprise, he finds no one there. Suddenly, he hears cries coming from above, and he rushes back up the stairs.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
However, as he's ascending, the door suddenly closes on its own, trapping the homeowner in the stairwell. I'm not sure what happened next, but since the homeowner uploaded this video, I believe he's safe. These animals are adapting and becoming smarter with each passing day, which honestly terrifies me. The incident in this video was captured by a wildlife photographer who was perched high up on a tree. Out of nowhere, a black bear appeared below and casually started strolling towards the photographer's post. To everyone's amazement, the black bear slowly approached the tree and began climbing the ladder. It navigated the ladder just like a human would, effortlessly making its way closer to the photographer. However, as the bear approached, the photographer, understandably concerned for his own safety, called out to the bear.
Hey, what are you doing there? What are you doing there?
Upon hearing the photographer's voice, the bear seemed startled and promptly climbed back down the ladder and moved away. While this encounter was incredibly fascinating for us viewers, it must have been an incredibly frightening experience for the photographer. If the bear had decided to attack, there would have been nowhere for him to escape. Some people believe in the concept that we all live in a simulation, where unexplained events are considered glitches. After seeing this video, I'm beginning to understand their point of view. This video was recorded on the Orange Trail by a passing car, and it captures a view of the woods with deer. However, there's something remarkably odd about these deer. They are completely still. It's as if they're frozen in place, almost like statues. What's even more strange is that there are multiple deer. One logical explanation could be that they're being cautious about the approaching vehicle and remaining still to assess the potential threat. However, if that were the case, you'd expect them to at least move their heads as the vehicle goes by. The fact that they did that real-life hanging makes it seem like another curious glitch in our simulated reality. This video was recorded by a teenage boy who was walking his dog on a forest trail at night, for God knows why. In the video, we see them casually strolling along the trail. But something appears to be bothering the dog, and it seems distressed. The boy tries to figure out what's troubling his canine companion, but he's left confused. As they continue their walk, the video ends without anything unusual happening. However, upon rewinding the video, we can spot a figure standing behind a tree, silently stalking the boy and his dog as they walk. This mysterious figure looks like a person wearing a white mask, but some viewers have suggested it could be a skinwalker. Whatever it may be, it's undeniably eerie, and it's concerning that the boy didn't notice the figure at that moment, and it is lurking for them for God knows what reason. Videos like this one also make me consider adopting a dog as a pet. In this video, we get a glimpse of a backyard with a toddler standing next to a goat. It all seems cute at first until the goat gets some idea in its head and starts headbutting the poor toddler. This could have been quite dangerous for the little girl if it weren't for the superhero dog. The dog springs into action like a true superhero, chasing the goat away from the little girl. The dog continues to pursue the goat until it leaves the property. It's a relief that the dog was there to protect the girl, because without the dog's intervention, it's hard to imagine what might have happened to the poor toddler due to the mischievous goat. Have you ever seen a rooster standing up for its flock against a fierce predator like a wolf? In this backyard video captured by a house camera, we witness a scene where two hens and a rooster are peacefully feeding on the grass. Suddenly, they all become alert as they sense the presence of an intruder in the area, and that intruder is a wolf. The wolf approaches the hens, but it's the rooster that steps forward to confront the danger. The rooster acts as bait, diverting the wolf's attention. The wolf chases the rooster in an attempt to catch it, but the rooster displays remarkable speed and agility. After a long chase, with the rooster skillfully evading the wolf's attacks, the wolf eventually gives up and retreats. This remarkable display of bravery and selflessness from the rooster is truly awe-inspiring. The rooster has demonstrated why it is the leader of that flock, and why it's willing to protect its companions against even the most formidable predators. Most cryptids and mysterious creatures tend to prefer living in remote, rarely visited sites. In a video, we get a glimpse under a bridge. As the camera person explores further, a strange figure comes into view lurking there. At first, the camera person couldn't believe their eyes and decided to zoom in on the figure. This enigmatic creature, realizing it was being observed, quickly hid in the darkness beneath the bridge. When the camera person comprehended that they were faced with something entirely unfamiliar, they fled from the scene in a hurry. After watching this video, several questions arise in my mind. Firstly, why was that person under the bridge in such an isolated place? Secondly, what could be the motives of this unknown creature lurking there? And why did it choose to remain hidden from the camera person? In a TikTok video posted by a user named IamLandy, a jaw-dropping scene unfolds in their backyard. The video shows the roof of a house, and to everyone's amazement, there's a gigantic anaconda making its way across. The sheer size of this colossal snake is incredibly impressive and somewhat intimidating. This massive snake moves slowly across the roof. Then suddenly, it pokes its head out from a nearby tree, startling the children who are watching from below. It then effortlessly continues its journey from one tree to another. It's astonishing how this enormous creature navigates through the trees with such ease, despite its size and weight. What's strange, however, is the family's reaction to this extraordinary visitor in their backyard. Instead of being frightened, they appear to be more excited and fascinated by the presence of this massive beast. I find trail cameras fascinating because they can capture scenes we can't witness in person due to safety concerns. This video is from a trail camera placed in the heart of the forest to document the activities of black bears. In this trail camera footage, we can see a cautious black bear approaching the camera. Suddenly, the bear charges at the trail camera, attacks it, and then quickly retreats. Black bears are known for their strength and ferocity, and their attacks can be incredibly powerful, capable of even damaging something as sturdy as a tree. It seems this bear might have been irritated by the camera's flash. The way it attacked is genuinely unsettling, especially when you imagine yourself in the place of that trail camera, facing such a massive and powerful creature coming toward you like that. This video is from a TikTok account, and it captures a harrowing encounter between a hiker and a bear. In the video, we see the hiker following a massive bear. It appears that the bear was peacefully going about its own business when the hiker's presence and touch disrupted it. When the hiker touched the bear, it suddenly turned back, took a moment to figure out what had touched it, and then launched an attack on the hiker. The hiker reacted swiftly, but unfortunately, the bear managed to bite his hand. Thankfully, the hiker survived the encounter. To me, it was quite foolish for this hiker to disturb such a powerful and wild animal like the bear, especially when the bear was clearly minding its own business. One of the scariest things you can witness on a road trip is a Bigfoot lurking in the woods, and this unfortunate family saw exactly that. In this video, we see a view of the dense wood's edge, and there in the distance, a massive black creature is hiding behind a tree. The family, recording from their car, spots this creature. Aware that it's being watched, the creature attempts to conceal itself further by crouching down. This creature appeared massive with a wide frame body and a very humanoid walk. However, the size of the Bigfoot in the video seems to be more like an average human. raising doubts about its authenticity. In my opinion, this video appears a bit fake, as the Bigfoot's size resembles that of a human wearing a Bigfoot suit. Many people believe in the devil, picturing it as a scary being with two horns on its head. But have you ever imagined actually encountering one? In a video from New Mexico, we can spot a strange figure on top of a fancy structure. This figure is quite unsettling, with glowing, evil-looking eyes and a big tail. It's also very tall and has a pale white body. Strangely, it seems like this creature noticed the person filming it, giving the camera an eerie stare before disappearing into the darkness. The locals who captured this video claim to have seen this devilish creature on multiple occasions. They say it only reveals itself to a select few in the dark of night. It's up to you to decide whether this video was a heartwarming encounter or a truly frightening and tense one. In this video, recorded by a wildlife photographer from a tree stand, we initially see a view of the forest below. Suddenly, the camera pans below the tree post, and we spot a massive bear attempting to climb it. The bear is about halfway up and is effortlessly scaling the tree using its claws and substantial body. Once the bear reaches the level of the photographer's stand, it curiously sniffs around. After a brief sniffing session, the bear decides to climb back down and disappear into the forest. The photographer is visibly frightened and tense, yet relieved that the bear moved on. Kudos to the photographer for remaining remarkably calm while being inspected by such a massive beast. Goose attacks can be amusing to watch, since they aren't usually harmful or dangerous, but they can be incredibly annoying, especially for those who are genuinely scared of them. In this video, captured by a convenience store's security camera, we see a lady trying to back away from something in the parking lot. Suddenly, a large goose enters the frame and launches an attack on the lady. The goose repeatedly jumps on her and continues its aggressive behavior. Then the lady's husband arrives in their car and opens the door for her to get in. However, the persistent goose also tries to enter the car with her. Seeing this, the man quickly exits through the other door, but stumbles in the process. Eventually, after enduring multiple attacks, the lady and the man manage to get into the vehicle, close the door, and the goose finally retreat. Just by watching the video, I could sense the annoyance of the poor lady. As a piece of advice for the man, next time, be swift in opening the door to rescue your wife who is under attack by a goose. In this video, we witness a speedboat cutting through the water, and right behind the boat is an exceptionally odd-looking creature. This creature is leaping out of the water like a dolphin, but its head shape is genuinely strange. While it might be a seal following the boat, its eyes reflecting the camera's flashlight give them an otherworldly appearance. If indeed this is a seal, it's astonishing to observe how proficiently they move and how swiftly they can navigate the water, despite their hefty body structure. Nevertheless, even if it's a seal, the sight of this creature following the boat was undeniably strange for the passengers. It adds a bit of an eerie touch to their otherwise casual boat ride. While watching this video, I felt genuinely concerned about the identity of this creature and the origins of the video. Unfortunately, there wasn't much information available. In this unsettling footage, we see someone standing in front of a car, signaling it to do something. The creature appears humanoid, but has a rather strange and unconventional shape. If it's an animal, it seems to be naked with no fur on its body. Its limbs are thin, and its head has an unusual, almost alien-like appearance. The way this creature is signaling the car to veer into the bushes and darkness is exceptionally peculiar. What might its motives be? Does it intend to lure passengers there for sinister purposes? The answers remain a mystery. This is the strange sight some hikers found in some forests. Could it be a lost orangutan strolling the forest, or a backpacker with seriously long arms? Or is it perhaps the legendary Sasquatch? The long-limbed creature steps out from behind the dense foliage and strolls through, the camera following its every move. Fortunately, whatever it is, it doesn't seem to be aware of the camera. Its face is ape-like, which would contribute to the idea of it being some type of orangutan. It does not look in our direction, but walks determinedly. I would love to know which forest this is in. Unfortunately, we do not get to see more of this strange creature, but it does raise the question of whether this is a lost species of humans, as we can see how human-like it appears. Glowing white eyes in the dead of night. From out of the darkness can barely be seen a shape, a moving creature. It is rumored to be the Australian yowie. Some individuals believe that yowies could be the Australian equivalent of Bigfoot, although there are different accounts regarding the creature. It is believed that this creature inhabits the outback and other remote areas of Australia. Opinions on the creature's behavior vary, with some describing it as timid or shy, while others claim it to be violent and aggressive. I think it is safe to say that whatever this creature is, it is a terrifying one we would all want to avoid meeting in the forest. With its large forehead, we can almost imagine it to be a gorilla of sorts. Its movements are rapid and jerky. It seems to be hiding, but from what? Does it know it is being watched from this trail camera? These homeowners heard some strange sounds outside their home, and they started recording the outside. And what they saw was terrifying, as the owner started calling someone on his phone. Deep within the darkness, something seems to be moving. The creature remains still to begin with, hiding in the distance and watching. It then moves over to the side slightly and comes closer to the camera. I can't be sure if there is a time lapse on this video, but it seems that the frightening humanoid figure materializes ever closer. The figure is white and large, a skinwalker perhaps. If such a thing does indeed exist, I would imagine it to look just like this. You can hear the desperation in Richard's voice as he tries to convince his friend of what he is seeing.
It's like 35 feet away, and it came out of those weeds. You know what I'm talking about?
At one point, the being looks almost ape-like, until it stands straight again, and then it clearly is not. The creature is very well aware that Richard is there, and it watches him. Richard says something like, "It came back."
Oh my God, there it is, Mike. It came back. Oh my gosh.
Making us understand that this is not the first time he is visited by this. We can only hope that Richard's friend eventually believed him and came to his rescue. This driver caught a strange sight in the middle of the road and had to film it. A strange-looking predator carrying away its slain prey. The only thing really clear in this video is the fact that whatever the animal is walking away, it is carrying the head of a zebra. Where does the rest of the prey lie, we wonder? It is half bush pig, half buck of some kind, a deviant of nature, an amalgamation of beings that hides in the night. I am not quite sure what this creature is. Unfortunately, just as we see the profile of the animal, it disappears into the bush. But I think I've been watching this video too many times. The animal's bottom almost seems pixelated as it trots casually away, which makes me wonder whether the footage has been edited. The animal is indeed casual. It does not seem perturbed that there is a vehicle with bright lights following closely behind it. There is no sense of urgency. This in itself is strange and somewhat unnerving. The kraken lives. During their dive off the coast of Japan, two divers captured a remarkable video of their encounter with a massive squid at close range. The couple recorded the footage of the 8-foot-long squid using their underwater camera, capturing the squid floating in the waters. Despite the large creature, the video is peaceful, and one cannot be in awe of how lithe the creature is. Despite being the largest invertebrate on Earth, the giant squid continues to largely perplex scientists, remaining a mysterious creature. Although this creature appears calm and peaceful, squids are actually formidable predators and have been known to attack human divers when given the chance. Their powerful tentacles can seize divers, pulling them downwards and causing disorientation, while their sharp teeth and claws can cut through wetsuits and skin. But what is more terrifying is obviously its size. The giant squids are known to live deep down in our oceans, where every creature is gigantic. So it is a mystery why it came so close to the surface. This video starts innocently enough with a few guys filming something odd in the distance. The one filming makes reference to black dots, but their attention, and ours, is very soon diverted to the large humans scaling the forest edge. We hear the cameraman's exclamation that it is a skinwalker.
Dude, that was a skinwalker. What?
Follow him.
I videoed it.
Within Navajo culture, a skinwalker is characterized as a malevolent witch capable of transforming into, possessing, or camouflaging themselves as an animal. I was under the assumption, however, that skinwalkers ever only came out at night. This is in broad daylight. I'm really not sure what to make of it. The creature is huge, almost reaching the tops of the trees. Unfortunately, it isn't long before the guys lost the creature, so we can't be sure what it was that we saw. This lady has found one of the strangest looking creatures. At first it does look like some sort of a abnormal rat, crawling without any limbs. However, as strange and alien as these creatures are, there's actually a logical explanation. This bizarre creature is called the rat-tailed maggot. So it is not a rat, but rather a maggot. It is the larval or immature stage of a fly. These whitish larvae measure around 3 to 4 inches in length and possess a distinctive feature, an elongated tail of approximately 1 to 2 inches in length. This tail serves as a breathing tube for the maggots when they are submerged in water. As they reach maturity, the maggots become a nuisance by crawling away from their breeding site in search of a dry location where they can undergo metamorphosis and transition into the adult stage. As creepy as they look, they are completely harmless, so the lady in this video was in no danger. This guy was walking around in a forest, filming as he was doing his stroll, but when looking back at his footage, he found something strange caught on camera. Right at the end of this footage, the camera caught the sight of a strange lizard-like creature which can be seen emerging from a tree stump. The cameraman obviously did notice, as we can see how he freaked. It is indeed a frightening sight to see while walking all alone in a forest. But honestly, I think that rather than a mysterious creature, it is more likely a type of lizard. But even that would be hoping for too much. There is so much driftwood and debris out in the forest that it is quite easily just a strange shaped piece of wood. There are strange creatures among us, for sure. This isn't one of them. These remarkable images, captured by a trail camera deep in the forests of Oregon, have ignited a wave of speculation and wonder. From the very first glance, it becomes apparent that we may be in the presence of the legendary and elusive creature known as Bigfoot. The figure, towering amidst the trees, exhibits distinct humanoid characteristics, captivating the imagination with its enigmatic presence. However, it is the additional element that truly adds an extra layer of intrigue to this already fascinating encounter. Upon closer examination, an unexpected revelation unfolds. Nestled securely on the back of the majestic Bigfoot, a smaller figure becomes visible. This diminutive companion, seemingly a baby, clings tenaciously to its larger counterpart, gripping onto the strands of hair. The resemblance between the two is striking, suggesting a kinship. The notion that these awe-inspiring beings may indeed be a Bigfoot and its offspring opens up a world of possibilities. Could these elusive creatures possess complex familial structures and social dynamics? Do they, like humans and other mammals, exhibit maternal instincts and nurture their young? The presence of the baby Bigfoot lends further credence to the existence of an entire species. Could this remarkable trail camera footage be the key that unlocks the secrets surrounding Bigfoot's elusive nature? We can see someone filming some sort of animal in a ditch that is approaching. The person filming is backing as the creature is approaching. At first glance, one might be inclined to believe that the approaching creature is a bear cub, given its initial size and the cautious retreat of the person behind the camera. However, as the lens focuses and the animal turns to reveal its profile, we quickly see that this is not the case. The creature possesses a unique amalgamation of features: a sizable head, a compact body adorned with a dense coat of hair, and short limbs that convey an uncanny fusion of monkey-like attributes with those reminiscent of a rat. Its distinct form is enough to elicit both fascination and trepidation, leaving us to question the very nature of its existence. As the scene unfolds, our attention is drawn to the creature's behavior. It exhibits a mixture of curiosity and caution, a primal instinct driving it to explore its surroundings while remaining wary of the human presence. We witness its repeated attempts to scale the grassy wall beside the ditch, an endeavor that suggests a desire to evade potential danger or seek refuge in the elevated terrain. The intensity of the encounter heightens as the creature persists in its approach towards the person filming. What drives it to venture towards the human observer? Is it driven by curiosity, a quest for food, or perhaps an unknown instinctual desire for connection? However, just as the anticipation reaches its peak, the video abruptly ends, leaving us yearning for more. What exactly was this enigmatic creature that crossed paths with the intrepid filmmaker? In this video, we can see some guys in their boat on a river, filming the shoreline for some reason. It is really windy where they are, as we can see from the original sound as the camera pans across the riverbank. Their search for scenic beauty takes an unexpected turn. Amongst the tall grass, a peculiar sight captures their attention: an enigmatic figure with a coat of shaggy brown fur. Intrigued, the cameraman speculates, pondering whether it could be a dog lingering by the river's edge.
Okay, so it's something, a dog or what?
Little do they know, their assumptions are about to be challenged in the most astonishing manner. In a sudden twist, the figure abruptly rises from its previous position, unveiling its true form. What was initially perceived as a dog reveals itself to be a bipedal being, swiftly standing upright and revealing its incredible stature. The sheer magnitude of this creature amazes the two guys in the boat.
Oh, la verga! Oh, shit!
With a surge of speed, the creature darts away, effortlessly navigating its way through the surrounding terrain. The realization that they have just encountered a creature of tremendous significance washes over the two guys, filling them with a blend of exhilaration and curiosity. Although the video does not show anything more, and we get a very brief sight of the creature, it still raises the question of whether they may have captured a glimpse of the legendary Sasquatch, a creature often shrouded in mystery and folklore. Could this video be the elusive evidence that generations have sought, providing a tantalizing glimpse into the existence of the legendary Bigfoot? This is the recording from a few friends out in the forest at night camping. They are just filming themselves talking, eating, joking around. For a long part of the video, this is the only thing that happens. But their lovely night is soon to take a scary turn. After a while, they hear a distant scream in the forest. Everyone becomes quiet as they try to listen closely.
The firebenders. The firebenders bought that. Oh my. What? Did you hear something?
One of the guys asks if someone can come with him to look around to make sure they are safe.
It's been 10 minutes. Devin?
Yet, bro. No.
Can a couple of people just come with me just to make sure we're good?
They begin walking around the forest with the camera still rolling and the only source of light, this time, being the flashlight from the camera. They hear the scream again in the forest, and this time they sound more panicked, calling for someone, possible one of their friends.
Shit. Alexis? Alexis?
One of the girls seems to have spotted something as she can be heard asking what the heck is that.
What in hell is that?
They get to a structure made out of branches, wondering what is that. They find their friend in this wooden structure, but suddenly, and out of nowhere, a bizarre creature appears, going straight for them. The camera is dropped in the grass out of the sheer terror they might have felt. If we slow down the video and zoom in, we can actually see what started chasing them. A humanoid creature with multiple limbs and no hair on it. Its skin seems to be of a human, but the body structure is abnormal. So what was all that? This video is really strange, as if taken from a horror movie, and I tend to believe it is just a short horror film made by someone and uploaded on the internet to give people a fright. But what do you think? This video seems to have been taken somewhere in a desert. We can see someone heading towards what appears to be a covered well or cave. As the camera focuses on the imposing metal sheet obscuring the opening, an unsettling symphony of otherworldly sounds can instantly be heard. Something is down there. The filmmaker, driven by an insatiable curiosity, or perhaps compelled by an indomitable sense of bravery, proceeds to lift the metal sheet, granting us a glimpse into the abyss. It is a chorus of chilling proportions, an amalgamation of howls, cries, moans, and screams that are coming from the depths below. Each haunting sound seems to emanate from a multitude of unseen creatures concealed within the depths of the well or cave. I am not sure what the guy in the video is thinking, but for sure no one would want to have anything to do with that, whatever might be down there. This footage was taken by the security camera a guy installed in his room because he kept hearing strange things in his house. From the very outset of the footage, an unsettling sight can be seen in the room. A subtle shade of light, almost ethereal in nature, dances and glides alongside the bed. I thought at first that it might be a liquid stain on the lens, but we can see that this light is moving weirdly, in a ghost-like fashion. As the events unfold, the abnormal activity intensifies. Boxes, resting peacefully on a table, are suddenly hurled into the air with alarming force. The room becomes a stage for this spectral performance, leaving us questioning the forces at play. In a particularly chilling moment, one of the boxes is forcefully propelled onto the sleeping owner, jolting him from his slumber. As the owner appears to start waking up, the ghostly form diminishes and moves in the direction of the man, like it is somehow entering inside him. Once the man wakes up, he is startled, as if he knows something happened, perhaps from seeing the thrown boxes. As the man fully awakens, a look of startled recognition flickers across his face, hinting at a vague awareness of the inexplicable events that have just unfolded. While the nature of the phenomenon captured in the video remains elusive, several interpretations emerge. Some propose the notion of a ghostly apparition, a lingering spirit seeking connection or resolution. Others suggest the possibility of astral projection, an experience where the soul temporarily leaves the physical body, yet remains connected to it, which I'm leaning towards because we can see the ghostly figure diminish and seem to go inside the man, like he was part of him. But what do you think? This is footage from a few hikers somewhere in Asia. We can see they are hiking somewhere in the mountains at night, with the only source of light being the flashlight from the camera they have. They seem to be looking around at a rock formation, possibly having spotted something that caught their eyes. As the cameraman comes closer to a creek in the mountain, he hears some sort of growling. At first, it's hard to see anything, but as the camera gets closer to a creek in the mountain, the creature becomes more visible. The creature seems to be trying to hide, and as the camera zooms in, we can see a humanoid shape with a grayish head and large black eyes. The creature's movements are swift and erratic, and it appears to be peering at the hikers from behind a rock. The hikers become frightened and run away as fast as they can. The video raises a lot of questions about what the creature could be. Could it be an animal that has not yet been discovered or identified? Or could it be something else entirely, such as a cryptid or extraterrestrial? The footage is not clear enough to say for certain, but it is certainly intriguing. There have been many sightings of strange humanoid creatures all over the world, and many people believe that there are creatures such as skinwalkers, which roam the forests, looking for their next prey. This video was taken by a father who took his daughter out for a walk in the forest. For a long while, he was just walking around, filming his daughter explore and have fun in nature. But at some point, they got to a clearing in the forest, and as they were looking around, the camera picked some big figure moving between the trees. At first glance, it may seem like an animal, but as the footage is zoomed in, it becomes clear that the figure appears to be a large, hairy creature, potentially resembling the mythical Bigfoot. Descriptions of the creature vary, but it is generally depicted as a large bipedal humanoid covered in hair or fur, which seems to match what we have on this video. None of the parties seem to have noticed one another at that time. Was it just luck that this father did not have to face Bigfoot to save his daughter? However, it is possible that the video has been edited to include the figure, or that it is a clever hoax created by someone hoping to create a viral video. What do you think? Is this video authentic? This trail camera caught a strange sight. We immediately can see some sort of humanoid creature making its way across the field in a slow manner. But what is strange about this is that it seems like a deformed human, with long arms and legs, using all four of them to move awkwardly. The creature in the video seems to have human-like characteristics, but its elongated limbs and awkward movements suggest something much more unusual. It's possible that this could be an undiscovered cryptid, a creature that has yet to be identified by science. There have been numerous reports of cryptids throughout history, and many of them share similar characteristics to the creature captured in this video. Some researchers believe that cryptids could be surviving remnants of prehistoric animals, while others think that they could be the result of genetic mutations or some sort of unknown evolutionary process. Of course, it's also possible that the video could have been edited or manipulated in some way. With modern technology, it's relatively easy to create convincing hoaxes that can fool even the most discerning viewer. However, without additional evidence, it's impossible to say for sure whether the creature in the video is real or not. In this video, we can see someone stopped in a car in the middle of a forest road at night with no light other than that from the car's headlights. We immediately realize why the driver had stopped in that place, as in the front of the car we can see some white silhouette on the right side of the road. The entity begins moving across the road slowly. If we look closely at where its feet should be, we can somewhat discern some leg movements, as if it indeed is a human walking. But clearly from its ephemeral shape, it is not. So perhaps it is a ghost, a remnant of a human soul trapped in this world. Of course, there are those who may argue that the figure in the video is simply an optical illusion or some sort of natural phenomenon. But for believers in the paranormal, the video is a powerful piece of evidence that suggests the existence of ghosts. Many theories have been put forward to explain the existence of ghosts, ranging from the idea that they are the spirits of deceased individuals who have not yet moved on to the afterlife, to the notion that they are the result of residual energy left behind by past events. Regardless of the explanation, ghost sightings continue to fascinate people and provoke debate. The video captured during the storm presents a truly awe-inspiring sight. As the waves crash into the rocks, one cannot help but feel the sheer power of the ocean. But what truly catches our attention is the glimpse of something else in the distance. As we focus on the object in the distance, our eyes cannot help but lock onto the massive tentacles emerging from the water. They are huge, and judging from the distance, we can only imagine how colossal they must be up close. This begs the question, could this be the legendary Kraken? Legends of the Kraken go back centuries, and many sailors have reported seeing giant tentacles rising from the water. In recent years, there have been accounts of colossal squids, which can grow up to 42 feet in length, and it is not difficult to imagine that there are other unknown, massive creatures lurking in the deep. But what is it that makes this particular sighting so intriguing? It is the fact that the video appears to show the tentacles in motion of a gigantic living creature that is lurking deep in the water. The possibility that a creature of such immense size could exist is truly fascinating. We have only explored a small fraction of the ocean's depths. Could this video be evidence of a giant sea monster? The trail camera footage captured a rare and exciting sight. A white-colored black bear. The bear was spotted rummaging through bait that had been placed by a hunter, and the camera managed to capture a clear image of the animal. The footage was sent to the Department of Natural Resources, who have yet to confirm the bear's white fur, but based on the images, they are fairly certain that this is indeed a rare white-furred black bear. According to specialists, black bears with white fur are not albinos or polar bears, but rather the result of a rare genetic chance. White-furred black bears are born almost exclusively in Western Canada, where a subspecies of the American black bear, known as the Kermode bear, resides. Between 10-20 of the Kermode bear population has white fur, and they are sometimes referred to as spirit bears. The bear captured in the western Upper Peninsula of Michigan is estimated to be around 2 years old, and is an especially rare and exciting sighting. The footage from the trail camera provides a glimpse into the fascinating and diverse world of animal genetics and reminds us of the incredible biodiversity that exists in the natural world. This trail camera caught a surprising sight. A herd of wild boars in plain sight. We can see the adults taking care of the younglings, while all of them seem to be looking for something to munch on the ground. A herd of wild boars in nature can be quite an impressive sight. These animals are known for their strength, intelligence, and adaptability to a wide range of habitats, including forests, grasslands, and wetlands. Given the large number we can see in this video, it is clear that wild boars are typically social animals, living in groups known as sounders. A typical sounder consists of a group of sows and their piglets, along with a dominant male known as a boar. When they're not mating or raising young, wild boars spend much of their time foraging for food, just as we can see here. They have a highly varied diet that includes roots, tubers, nuts, fruits, and insects, as well as small mammals, reptiles, and even carrion. Their omnivorous diet, combined with their intelligence and resourcefulness, has helped them to thrive in a wide variety of environments. And this site is a wonderful display of their way of life. This security camera caught a sinister thing while the owners of the house were away. They received a notification on their phone that the camera was activated by the motion it detected. When they watched what activated the camera in front of the door, they were terrified. If we look at the recording, we can't really see anything besides a shadow moving next to the house on the right side of the screen. But we can hear something in the background, a form of growling which indicates maybe some sort of animal. But just a few moments after that, we can also hear intense scratching on the wooden door and continuous knocks, as if the creature was trying really hard to get inside. While it is possible that the creature in question was a wild animal, the knocks are certainly more characteristic of human behavior. I don't know any animal that would sound and act this way. And especially, what was it doing in front of the door of this house at that hour? It is also possible that this was a wounded person, perhaps someone who was seeking entry into the house. However, the growling in the background suggests that this might not have been an ordinary person, but rather something more sinister. This trucker thought it might be a good idea to have a rest at an Oregon rest stop. However, he quickly realized that he was not going to have a good night's sleep because of what was waiting outside in the night. We can hear deep in the forest multiple howling. These sound unearthly, terrifying. The trucker in this video must have felt like he was in the middle of a horror movie when he heard the howling of the wolves. It is no wonder that he regrets stopping at the rest stop. The sound of the howling is not only scary, but also unnerving because of its unknown source. The deep howling that the trucker heard in the forest could have been from a pack of wolves communicating with each other, or perhaps it was just one wolf trying to locate its pack. Wolves are known for their powerful howls that can be heard for miles, but their way of communicating is truly terrifying for me. I have no idea how humans hundreds of years ago in the past were fine constantly hearing that at night. The owner of a newly bought house had installed a few trail cameras inside their vast property in order to know if there are any wild animals roaming around. However, he was not expecting to find this strange sight on its trail camera. We can see caught on this trail camera a figure dressed in a white robe walking in the empty grass field in the dead of night. The sight of a woman in a white robe walking in the middle of the night in an empty grass field is definitely a creepy sight. The fact that it was captured on a trail camera only adds to the eerie nature of the encounter. The timestamp showing 11:45 p.m. only adds to the sense of unease, as it is not a time when most people would be out and about. Upon closer inspection, it does indeed appear that the figure is that of a woman wearing a nightdress or a robe. The fact that this was on someone else's property is also concerning, especially if the figure is the spirit of the previous owner of the house. It is not uncommon for new homeowners to hear stories from neighbors about the history of their property, and in this case, it seems that the previous owner's ashes were spread on the land surrounding the house. This could certainly contribute to a haunting, as many people believe that spirits can become attached to locations and objects. This clip shows a strange-looking person falling into the river. The person has a ghostly visage with a fully white face. Looking at its blurry face, there seems something creepy and unearthly about it, like what we are seeing is a ghost. By the looks of the bridge, it seems this was taken somewhere in Asia. But what also took me a while to notice is that besides the figure that fell into the water, there is a second figure standing on the edge, not moving at all. It is definitely a woman with long black hair in a robe, just leaning on the edge of the bridge. The entire setting is just creeping me out, and I have no idea from where this is and what exactly is happening. If anyone has any idea, then please let me know. This dash camera caught what appears to be a strange, slender figure running quickly across the road in front of a car. The speed seems supernatural. The driver didn't even have the time to flinch. If we zoom in on the figure, we can see it has the body shape of a human, but the legs seem more sturdy, and also the head seems to be bigger. People have said this could be the best video recording of an alien, while others claimed it is a skinwalker hunting its prey. At the same time, it could also be just a CGI creation, and the way the driver did not even flinch at the sight of this creature supports this idea. But what do you think? This clip caught a terrifying sight, a giant anaconda climbing a tree. Just look at how agile it is and the way it wraps around the tree. It seems to be going all the way to the top of the tree, which is a weird sight to see. They are known for their incredible strength and their ability to crush prey with their powerful bodies. But it seems that ability can be used for mobility as well. While anacondas are typically found in or near bodies of water, such as rivers or swamps, the behavior of the anaconda in this clip is not uncommon. Anacondas are excellent climbers and use their muscular bodies to wrap around trees and climb up to the branches where prey may be located. They can also use tree branches to bask in the sun and regulate their body temperature. In recent years, there have been increasing reports of sightings of creepy clowns on deserted roads and in other public spaces. These encounters have been particularly frightening for those who come across them at night while driving, as the clown's strange behavior can be unpredictable and threatening. Some of the clown sightings have involved the clowns standing in the middle of the road, blocking traffic, while others have involved them chasing after cars with bats and knives. The intent behind these sightings is not always clear, but some speculate that it may be an attempt to scare or harm unsuspecting victims.
Stop! 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 What are you doing? Go the other way! What are you doing? Stop! Stop! Oh my God! Stop!
The phenomenon of creepy clown sightings is not new, and police seems to be doing its job of arresting people doing these kind of things. But it seems to have gained more attention in recent years, with many people taking to social media to share their experiences and warn others to be cautious. While some have dismissed the sightings as harmless pranks, others argue that they are dangerous and could result in serious harm or injury. It's important for people to take these sightings seriously and to take precautions when traveling alone at night or in deserted areas. This video was taken by someone who found a strange sea creature washed up on the beach. Upon initial observation, it's clear that the creature has a fish-like appearance, with a streamlined body and fins. However, what sets it apart is its arms and legs that resemble those of a human. The small fingers on the end of the legs only add to the strangeness of this creature, which makes it even more intriguing. There are many theories as to what this creature could be. Some believe it's a new species of fish that has yet to be identified, while others think it could be an evolutionary offshoot of a known species. It's also possible that this is a creature that has been genetically modified or even created through artificial means. It's important to note that there have been cases where strange sea creatures have been found on beaches.
only to be later identified as hoaxes or the result of human manipulation. However, if this creature is real, it could hold significant scientific value in helping us to understand more about the biodiversity of our oceans. If you want to see more strange trail camera sites or creepy recordings, then watch this. From unsettling footage of a three-eyed devil mouse to heart-stopping encounters with ferocious bears, and even a recording of a giant flying jellyfish in the sky. If you're intrigued by the world of the unexplained, you're in for an extraordinary adventure as we delve into each mysterious capture. A viewer sent us a photo, and it captured something in the darkness that's extremely unsettling. In the photo, we see a creature giving a menacing stare directly into the camera. This creature seems to have a semi-naked body with some fur on it. Its face is a strange blend of a wolf and a cheetah, and it has a muscular and tall body. Its hands resemble those of a wolf. Taking all these features into account, this creature appears to be a werewolf to me. Werewolves are known to appear during a full moon, and they are known for their speed and ferocity. I'm relieved that our viewer who sent this photo is safe, because if this werewolf were in an angry or hungry state, things could have taken a dangerous turn. Many of the Bigfoot sightings on the internet often involve poor camera quality or a single hiker in the woods, lacking authenticity. However, this video is quite different. It shows a family enjoying a trip in a Canadian forest, marveling at the beautiful view of snow-covered woods. Suddenly, they spot something in the distance that appears to be a massive creature standing behind the trees. This creature is enormous, and its size can be compared to the trees in front of it. The creature seems to have black fur covering its body and a wide body structure. People present at the scene believed it could be the legendary Bigfoot, and I'm inclined to agree, as it's challenging to think of any other creature that matches this description and towering height. This video was shared by a Reddit user on a creepy posting subreddit claiming to have captured footage of a three-eyed devil creature. In the video, there's a large rat-like creature with a black fur-covered body. At first, it appears to be an exceptionally big rat, but as it turns its face towards the camera, we see it has 3 eyes. This sight is quite strange, and the eyes look lifeless and unsettling. Upon zooming in, you can observe that this creature has a muscular and wide body, and up close, it looks different from a typical mouse. Additionally, the fur at the base of its tail is unusually extended, which is not something you'd expect in a mouse. This creature looks directly at the camera for a few seconds before the video ends. While it's puzzling to see such a creature, there could be a logical explanation. It's possible that this creature is a rare type of large mouse with a distinctive fur pattern on its body that makes it appear as if it has 3 eyes. Hunting alone in the forest can be quite risky because there are many fierce animals there that might see you as a threat and attack. This video is from a sports hunter's GoPro camera, and while he was hunting, he came across a black bear in his path. The hunter sat down quietly, hoping to let the bear pass so he could continue his expedition. However, as the bear moved through the grass, it noticed the hunter and immediately lunged to attack. Upon seeing the massive bear approach, the hunter began yelling and screaming to scare off the beast. Despite the yelling, the bear still attacked. When the bear leaped at the hunter, the GoPro camera fell, and all we could hear were the sounds of the hunter struggling. Thankfully, the hunter was okay, and the bear eventually left, allowing the hunter to escape with his life. This video is from a hiker who claims to have captured the sight of a cryptid
while exploring the deciduous forest region. While on his adventure, he heard heavy footsteps coming from the nearby woods. He quickly turned on his camera and started recording, and what he recorded is quite unsettling. In the video, we can see a tall and strange humanoid figure casually walking through the woods in the distance. This figure looks like a Bigfoot to me, given its humanoid walk and its tall, massive body frame. It also appears to have thick black fur covering its body, resembling the description of a Bigfoot. However, the video wasn't very clear, and I couldn't get a close look at the creature's facial features. So it's also possible that this could be someone dressed in a Bigfoot costume pulling off a prank. When your parents advise you to carry pepper spray with you at all times, it's a good idea to listen to them, and this video will show you why. In this video, we witness a hiker encountering a bear. The hiker is prepared with pepper spray in case the bear decides to attack. The hiker calmly and slowly walks backward, retreating, but the bear keeps following. The bear hides behind trees, climbs them, sprints, and stops, still in pursuit of the hiker. However, after 2 minutes of continuous chasing, the bear gets too close, and the hiker uses the pepper spray. The bear reacts to the spray and retreats. This video is quite tense, but it provides valuable tips on how to handle a bear that's chasing you. Always face the bear and don't attempt to run away because they can chase. It also emphasizes the importance of having pepper spray with you at all times. One of my worst fears is being followed by a predator that you can't even identify, and this video captures that very scenario. This video is from an adventurer who is out in the forest at night and suddenly comes across a pair of glowing eyes lurking in the darkness of the woods. These eyes don't have a friendly or calm appearance. They give off a predator's gaze, like some fierce creature is behind them. They just keep staring directly at the camera, unafraid of being spotted, and they seem intent on asserting their dominance. If I were in the adventurer's place in that forest, I would have taken off as soon as I felt the presence of a stalker. Here's a tip for all of you. When you sense someone watching you from the darkness, shine a light on it. If you see glowing eyes, don't run. Start backing off slowly, keeping your eyes on the predator. This video was shared on Facebook by someone claiming to have been followed by a mountain lion for a mile while traveling on a forest road. In the video, we see a flashlight shining on the side of the road, likely by the car's passengers, who are trying to spot the mountain lion that's been following them. After a few seconds, we catch a glimpse of a shadow that resembles a mountain lion, possibly the one trailing them through the woods. The mountain lion is stealthily moving in the woods, and it might be waiting for the car's passengers to step out, perhaps with the intent to pounce on them. Watching this video, my advice to all of you is to keep your car windows closed on a forest road trip and only exit in case of a real emergency. It's better to stay safe. We all enjoy watching forest animal encounters, but have you ever thought about a showdown between a skunk and a wolf? If you haven't, this video clip is just for you. In this trail camera footage, we see a forest trail and then a skunk strolls down the path. However, in the background, there's a pair of glowing eyes watching the skunk. Suddenly, those eyes emerge from the darkness, and it's a wolf. The wolf attacks the skunk, but the skunk puts up an incredible defense by spraying the wolf in the eyes. The wolf is in pain and distress, going into a panic. It tries to clear the spray from its eyes by rubbing them on the ground, but it doesn't help. Eventually, it just lies on the ground in agony. I'm relieved the skunk got away, but I feel sorry for the wolf and the pain it endured. If you're afraid of spiders, I recommend skipping this video. In the video, captured by a security camera, we see two dogs barking at something on the street at night. Suddenly, the source of the dog's distress reveals itself, and it's a strange creature. This creature is like a big, unsettling spider, moving on spider-like legs. It's really fast, and its whole body looks like a giant spider, but much scarier. Locals also captured it when they heard the dogs going crazy outside. They recorded this creature from a distance as it tried to hide in the dark shadows. This creature was really scary, and even if you weren't afraid of spiders before, after watching this, you might consider clearing out all the spider webs in your house. Crocodiles are among the top predators on my list because they can hunt both on land and in water. In this video, there's a large family of elephants heading to a lake for a drink, and forest safari tourists are recording this amazing sight from a boat at a distance. Suddenly, out of nowhere, one of the elephants is attacked by something in the water. It turns out to be a crocodile, gripping the elephant's trunk with its powerful bite. The other elephants panic and try to scare off the crocodile by making loud noises, but the determined crocodile won't let go easily. The poor elephant with its trunk caught does its best to fight back, but it's not making much progress. Then, another large elephant comes to the rescue and, using its tusks, manages to drive the crocodile back into the water. This was a truly captivating sight for the spectators, and it's a story they'll definitely share with their friends. This video comes from a family road trip into the forest, and they're a bit puzzled about not seeing any wildlife, even though they're deep in the jungle. While they're complaining about the lack of animals, one of the family members spots something in the distant woods and points it out. The rest of the family also sees this creature, and they all become fascinated and excited, catching a glimpse of something mysterious in the forest. But this wasn't just any usual forest creature, like a bear or such. It resembled the legendary Bigfoot. This sighting of Bigfoot might also explain why they didn't come across any other animals, because Bigfoot could have scared them all away. The number one rule when you're on a forest trip to see wild animals is to keep your distance, even if they are super cute or beautiful. In this video, tourists on a forest trip encountered a massive gorilla family and started recording them. However, some of the tourists were blocking the path where the gorillas were about to cross. So the person holding the camera, as the gorilla approached, told the tourists to stay calm and remain in place to avoid making the gorilla feel threatened.
Come up, he's going to come down past you. And just sit still when he does. Get your feet out the way. Oh, he's going down that way.
They followed the advice, and the gorilla passed by peacefully, ensuring everyone's safety. It was truly a fascinating sight to watch these huge and powerful creatures come so close to humans, and it was quite thrilling. Thankfully, the gorillas weren't angry or bothered by the tourists, because if they had been, there wouldn't have been much the tourists could do to protect themselves. This video comes from a TikTok account recorded somewhere in Africa. In the video, 3 kids are standing in front of the camera, seemingly posing and making faces. But as they pose, something strange appears in the background. A dark humanoid figure can be seen approaching the kids. When the cameraman notices this, he screams in terror to warn the kids. The sheer fear in the cameraman's voice is really scary and unsettling. Since it was recorded at night, the background was very dark, and the figure looked like a transparent humanoid crawling on all fours. It happened quickly, but its appearance was enough to fill the area with fear. We've all seen how large and massive anacondas can become, but you probably haven't seen one as colossal as this. The video was recorded by some fishermen from their boat, and they kept a safe distance from a gigantic anaconda coiled around a fallen tree. This anaconda was incredibly massive and intimidating, just resting there. Its size is mind-boggling, both in terms of its diameter and length. It's just lying on the fallen tree, possibly waiting for potential prey. I'm not sure how anacondas of this size can move or catch their prey. However, there was a moment when they got a bit too close to this enormous snake, and it really frightened me. Just think about living in a place like that and waking up one day to find this gigantic creature lying on your bedroom floor, fast asleep. That would be truly terrifying. Kids bring brightness to a home with their laughter, making the atmosphere happy and lively. But what if you live alone and still hear children laughing? In this video, a homeowner records his kitchen, where he's hearing the sound of a baby's laughter. The laughter sounds very real, not like a recording. As the man enters the kitchen, he spots a small head peeking from behind the counter, resembling that of a baby. The man is really scared and cautiously approaches the peeking head, but there's no one there. This was a scary and unsettling experience for the homeowner and for us watching. Hopefully, it was a one-time occurrence, and the laughing baby won't haunt the homeowner again. Not knowing something is stalking you is scarier than being aware of it, and this moose was in exactly that situation. In a trail camera video, we see a moose standing peacefully, minding its own business, completely unaware of the lurking danger behind it. In the background, there's a forest and darkness, and within that darkness, we can spot a pair of eerie eyes. These eyes look unsettling, and are fixated on the poor moose, which has no idea they're there. Those eyes most likely belong to a predator, waiting for the moose to get closer to the woods so it can pounce. Judging by their height, they could belong to a mountain lion or a wolf, as they typically have that eye level. It's also possible they belong to some unknown creature, but we can't jump to that conclusion without more evidence. This video seems like it's straight out of a science fiction movie. In the video, we get a view of the sky, and there's a huge jellyfish-like creature floating in the air. This creature is massive and looks like an alien jellyfish from another planet. It's hard to believe it's real, and most likely, it's a computer-generated image, because there's no news about such a creature on the internet. Another possibility is that it might be a specially designed kite flown by someone below. However, whatever it was a pretty scary sight to see a creature like that soaring in our sky. There's just something about big things flying in the sky that gives me the creeps. My friends often wonder why I avoid going to the ocean when they plan trips. This video will show you why. In the video, we see a man fishing, but instead of catching fish, he's using his oars to keep something away. It's a hammerhead shark, trying to attack the man, and he's using the oars to protect himself. The shark tries multiple times to get close to the man, but he bravely defends himself. This intense battle lasts for 3 minutes, with the man staying alert because the shark keeps coming from different directions. Finally, the shark gives up and leaves the man. I'm impressed by how well the man defended himself, and I'm relieved that both the man and the shark are okay after this intense encounter. If a bear attempts to attack you, remember not to flee, as it can lead to a dangerous situation for you. This video serves as a valuable demonstration of how to deter a charging bear effectively. In the footage, a man stands on a forest trail, gazing into the woods beside him. Suddenly, a large black bear emerges and begins charging toward him. The man reacts swiftly, holding his ground and letting out a loud scream to intimidate the bear. This vocal display works wonders, startling the bear and compelling it to retreat back into the woods. It's a remarkably close encounter and emphasizes how quick thinking and a bit of vocal assertiveness can be the key to saving your life.
This clip was taken by a couple who went with their RV in the forest for a short trip. During the night, they heard noises coming from outside. Scared, they waited for things to settle down and afterwards went to check what it was. But they were surprised by what they found on their stairs. They can see steps on the stairs, but the footsteps are from someone who seemed not to be wearing any shoes. And what is more insane is that they are so much larger than one would expect from a man. Look at the husband placing his foot next to it just for comparison. The footstep they found is about 2 times larger. Whatever visited their RV, it was a huge individual, twice the normal size of a man. So what was it? These guys were camping in a forest in Northern California when their fun trip was interrupted by this terrifying sound. One of the guys tries to shout back to see if he can get a response, perhaps.
Hey!
But quickly goes back to whispering as he gets more terrified by the sounds. They start looking for keys in order to get into the truck and get out of there. The sounds becoming closer and closer. In this clip we can see some tourists visiting the caves of Thailand, but their trip was interrupted by a strange sight. A group of monkey-like creatures were seen in shallow water or on the edges of rocks, playing some sort of instruments, and their instruments were creating some weird sounding music. They look like some small orangey brown creatures from Star Wars, and as the visitors were passing them in their longboats and kayaks, they could not take their eyes off of how strange everything seemed. But I have found the truth around this video. Despite their strange appearance, the creatures were actually performance actors, and the sound was coming from traveling vocalist Tori Raines, who had staged a bizarre scene with a local acting group for the tourists. A few years ago, a strange thing appeared in the Utah Canyon. A giant metal mystery slab captured the attention of millions, as people speculated over how such a structure came to be in a remote part of southern Utah. Theories about the origin of the mysterious monolith started appearing, and many people compared it to the monolith from the famous 1978 science fiction film 2001: A Space Odyssey. However, the mystery surrounding its apparent real-life counterpart deepened when, just as mysteriously as it appeared, the metallic monolith vanished from the Utah desert. The sudden appearance and disappearance of the monolith fueled wild theories about its origin, ranging from extraterrestrial intervention to an elaborate hoax or an art installation. Despite the numerous theories, no conclusive evidence has been presented. But what is even more strange is that these type of monoliths started appearing in many other places on Earth. For example, a similar monolith appeared in Romania, but this one is not as well made as the other one, so it might as well just be someone trying to replicate the original. What do you think is the truth? Is there a reason for the appearance of these monoliths? And what are they used for? This video was recorded by a man who noticed something outside his window. Between the trees, a pair of eyes can be seen watching him, the gaze pointing directly to him.
The is that in the woods?
We could say it is a predator watching from the forest, which by itself would be terrifying enough. But what is more terrifying is that the eyes seem red. Be it truly a predator in the woods or just some distant lights that lined up perfectly, it would still be a terrifying thing to see at night, right before you wanna go to bed. I am not sure if this man did this by mistake or he knew what he was approaching, but this was truly a scary encounter to have. The man approaches a cave and picks his camera inside it, but what he finds inside is really scary. We can see a big adult mountain lion staring back and slowly growling. Me personally, I would have instantly jumped back from that side, but he apparently sticks for a while to have a better look, at which point the mountain lion snarls aggressively to make him understand he is overreaching his luck. This man for sure was lucky that the mountain lion let him go with just that. This camera recorded something truly bizarre. You can see something resembling a naked human running around on all four. The body and especially the limbs do seem to be of a human, perhaps a woman or a skinny man. The unnatural movements, however, makes me wonder what exactly is that. Many people claim this is the famous skinwalker, known from the Navajo culture as being a type of harmful witch who has the ability to turn into an animal. But what do you think? Is this a skinwalker, or are we just dealing with a man who took the wrong amount of a substance? This video of a deer eating from a man's hand has been circling the internet, and people say that this deer was either shot in the face a long time ago or that it has some sort of mutation. But as weird as it does look, this is actually a muntjac deer, and what you can see on its face are scent glands that muntjac deer use to mark their territories. If you look closely, you will notice a V shape on their foreheads. These are known as their frontal glands, and they leave the scent by pressing their head onto the ground and trees. This is perhaps the cutest trail cam I have seen. A mama bear with its cub taking a bath in a natural pool. Mama bear seems more interested in staying in the water, perhaps relaxing from the stress of taking care of the little guy, while the cub, after a short swim, seems more interested in exploration. I found this image on the internet, and at first I had no idea what I was looking at. Is it a cub with its much larger parent? But it does not look like that. The black bear looks fully mature, and yet the creature next to it is so much larger. It looks like a bison in terms of its hair and its standing. But what is strange is that a bison and a bear should not differ that much in size. That thing looks 2 times the size of the bear. And why is the bear not scared of it? What do you think we're looking at? We can see a hunter standing ready with his rifle, looking over the grassy field, waiting for his prey. But what he is about to hear will terrify him. From the forest, we can start to hear a terrifying scream. Imagine hearing that at night. It will for sure haunt you for the rest of your days. But apparently that is how a mountain lion screams. But to me, it for sure would sound like a demonic creature if I ever heard it in person. We can see someone recording the outside of resort. A dog appears in the image, but they seem to be interested in something lurking in the forest. They think they spotted something between the trees and proceed to get closer and closer. Further in the distance, they finally spot what they were looking for. A hairy figure slowly making its way through the forest, but they quickly lose it. After a while of searching, we can see that they found the figure at a different spot in the forest. The author of the video said he was sure it was not only one figure, but multiple, as they appeared at different spots too quickly. The figure seems to be lurking in the forest as if looking for something. But what are we looking at exactly? Is this the famous Bigfoot? And if the video is real, does this mean there are multiple Bigfoots out there? Following the previous video where the owner said he was sure there are multiple Bigfoots, I have found this picture, which seems to be from a motion detection trail camera. It seems to have been activated by the movement of these strange 4 figures. I suppose they were moving rather quickly since the picture is all blurry, but even from this we can make up some strange characteristics of these figures. They do seem rather large, no clothes, but very hairy. This would be the exact description of the Bigfoot, but what is strange is that there are 4 of them. And I personally always have thought of Bigfoot as a single entity, but it seems this is not the case. So is Bigfoot a species rather than an individual? This lady is babysitting at a new place and she found something truly disturbing in the house.
Guys, I'm babysitting and I just found the creepiest thing. Look at this.
All throughout the house, there appear to be creepy dolls turned with their face towards the wall, as if they are playing hide and seek. What makes it even creepier is the fact that the dolls are dressed similarly as you would dress a child. And upon touching the dolls, it also seems that the hair is real. But the girl doll is not the only one. In the kitchen there is also another doll, but that of a boy. Similarly, just as well dressed as the girl. For anyone wondering what the heck are these, from what I found on the internet, these are called timeout dolls and are usually used as decor. But personally, I'm not sure who would want to use these as decor for their house. After spending plenty of time with the dolls, she wanted to make fun of the position the dolls are in. But just as she places herself in a similar position, we can see something in the mirror. The figure of a girl can be seen passing, going into another room. And you might say it is normal since she is babysitting, but the kid she is staying with is actually a boy, not a girl. And in the mirror we can clearly see long hair. But that was not all. Later in the night, things started becoming creepier and creepier. She started thinking that the dolls moved, or that the TV turned on by itself. And seeing how things are becoming creepier, she goes to check on Max, the boy she is babysitting. At this point she is terrified and she calls out to Max. The lights no longer working. And we can hear a bell. The same bell that was attached to one of the dolls. At this point the recording stops, and I did some digging around because I really wanted to find out what happened. But what I found is that apparently this recording is actually all fake. Sophie Clayton made this as a short horror movie, and there is actually a jump scare at the end. You can see a mountain lion slowly making it down the slope. But in the distance between the trees, we can also spot something else. Something big and hairy making its way down to the similar spot where the mountain lion is currently at. The mountain lion seems to have noticed whatever is approaching and is trying to keep its distance. After a few moments, we can see what was lurking, a big brown bear emerging from the trees. The two creatures both notice each other and are trying to evaluate the situation. The mountain lion at some point seems to try to relax as it is laying down to take a rest. But the bear interrupts that as he is approaching and quickly starts chasing the mountain lion away. And I'm not surprised by that outcome. Look at this video and how powerless the mountain lion seems compared to the bear. In this one we can see an unexpected intruder breaking into someone's home. But I don't think anyone would have expected the intruder to be a black bear. The bear starts wandering around the room, looking around to see if anyone's home. But one thing in particular catches its attention: the piano. We can see the bear raising its paws and placing them on the piano key, as if preparing to give us an extraordinary show. Whatever the bear is doing there, I am sure no one would be thrilled to see a bear in their house, be it just wandering or playing the piano. This trail camera shows us perhaps a coyote just coming from a failed hunt, as we can see it limping around with its hurt front left paw. Coyotes are usually hunting in packs, so it's strange to see it traveling all alone in this forest. Perhaps its pack is the one that cast him away and left him that ugly injury. We can see on this trail camera a strange figure making its way through the forest. and many claim this is one of the best videos of the Bigfoot. And I have to agree with the fact that it does look to resemble all its characteristics. But it does look a bit too human in the manner it is moving, don't you think? I would expect Bigfoot to move more like an ape-like creature. This video is from Pyrenees Mountains of Spain, from a ski resort, which claim to have captured on footage evidence of the existence of a mythological creature. I don't know if what we are seeing is Bigfoot, or a relative of Bigfoot, or even an Yeti, but the people who captured this claim that what we are looking at is indeed a Yeti, which is an ape-like creature that is thought to hide in the Himalayan mountain range in Asia. So what is it doing all the way in Spain? It's the middle of the night on a deserted road. There are no lights save for the headlights of your vehicle. You can see something odd and out of place coming up in the distance. This driver was pragmatic in this event and managed to get whatever it was on the camera. Given how many accounts there are of people seeing ghosts, specters and other such anomalies on the side of the road, I am inclined to trust this source. There have been plenty of stories of spirits that have supposedly ridden in people's cars, only to disappear once they arrive at their destination. The driver of this video can be grateful for their supposedly mild experience. Either this is an incredibly amazing and fit contortionist, or there is something much stranger going on. I wouldn't think it to be too threatening given that the dogs seem to be chasing it away. But it does seem to look like a spider-like creature given its multiple limbs. But why is that thing so large and creepy? Personally, I've never seen such big spiders. But what do you think of this? Have you ever seen such creatures? Are they real, or is this just a fake? From what the author of this clip said, the camera only switches on when it detects motion, so something must have activated it. After a few seconds, it becomes clear what triggered the camera. A strange figure lurking on the deck. It is a pity that this clip is so quick and difficult to make out exactly what the shape is. But there is clearly something. From what I can tell, it looks like a girl in a dress that swiftly flows through the closed door. And I will admit, this is a frightening concept, because even the owner said that the door was closed and no one was outside at that time, and also that no one entered the house that night. It is a creepy recording thinking about it. But what do you think? What was that? Was it a ghost? This footage is from a motion trail camera, which started taking pictures because of the deer. But what it also caught besides the deer is very strange. We can see some sort of tall, column-like thing passing very quickly behind the deer's back. The deer had almost no time to react to it, other than starting to look scared in its direction. Whatever the strange creature or object which passed behind it, it clearly was enough to scare up the deer. The owner of the post jokes that it appears to be a pile of rocks walking by, but I am still baffled by what we saw and cannot come up with an explanation. If it was a glitch, then why did the deer look so scared in that direction? Besides the wind rusting the trees, all seems peaceful in this park, until we see the shadow. And for some time it seems that is all there is. However, the CCTV footage then begins to pick up more. The creature does seem to appear like a bear. Its movements do seem out of character for a bear, however. We can see a close-up on its face, and it does seem to look weird, like a werewolf. And later on, an image also surfaced on the internet, claiming to be what we saw in the video. You can contradict me on this one, but I think rather than a werewolf, it is a long decaying animal, perhaps a bear or a wolf. And whatever the animal seems to be, the fact that it decays alone and forgotten seems rather sad to me. Also, given its state of decay, it is easy to see how it could be seen as a werewolf. But the naked thin hind legs do seem that they could be part of a man rather than of an animal, while the face is clearly animal-like. So what is it? What are we looking at? Is it a decaying animal or a werewolf? The tropics certainly have some of the most intense storms, and this is one such an example, it seems. The videographer very sensibly hides within a building, cautiously holding his smartphone out to film the impending hurricane. The sky changes from a dull grey to very quickly complete pitch darkness. The voices heard are very clearly scared, and one has to have sympathy for them.
No.
To see your world go completely dark in a matter of seconds can induce fear in anyone. This video is from the famous Drakelow tunnels. They were built in 1941 with the intent to be a so-called shadow factory, which was required to build weapons needed for the Second World War. But during the Cold War, it was converted to a classified secret research site, and there are almost no records of this facility. But what is known is that many people died there. Workers and visitors often claim to see shadow figures in this area, and everyone claims to have a sense of uneasiness being there. But what is very often reported is the apparition of a woman and her young kid. These reports are so common that the Drakelow tunnels are known as one of the most haunted places in the world. Take a look at this other video from a remote camera. The shadow lurking on the left of the frame appears without warning. It is very clearly human, but what is strange is that it was reported no one was supposed to be at that hour in the tunnels. And from what the workers know, no one actually entered during that night. So what are those shadows? Flickering of the camera? Or is this what everyone reported seeing in those haunted tunnels? Sites like these embody and echo the fear and trauma experienced by people who died there. And I for sure would not want to find myself there. This video is from a police officer's bodycam who was called to investigate the house for any intruders, as reported by the neighbors. They hear loud bangs in the house and start to investigate every room to find the source. As the officer goes upstairs, he sees the door to the room open and thinks he's seeing someone.
Anyone inside, make yourself known.
The door opens and he proceeds towards it, but he cannot find anyone in the room and decides to leave. As he is going downstairs, this happens. The officer thinks he's heard something and goes back to check, but can't find anyone again. The police officers, now scared to the bone and having no idea what is going on, decide not to check the house any further and just leave. What do you think was that? Was someone hiding in the house and the police officers missed them? Or was there something more sinister going on there? In this video we can see someone driving through the night, as everything is recorded from an onboard camera. The situation itself is scary enough. Imagine having to drive a motorcycle through the night in a place such as this one, with no sign of civilization, no lights and nobody else on the road. As he is driving, at some point we can start seeing something in the distance. A white figure appears close to the edge of the road. For some reason, the driver continues to drive past it, and we can see that the figure appears to be a woman dressed in a white robe. I don't know if the driver should have stopped to make sure it isn't a person who actually needs help, but given the circumstances and how scary everything seemed to be, I think I would have continued to drive as well. This photo was taken by a motion trail camera near a hunting camp. The purpose was to capture sightings of different animals and perhaps predators lurking. But what it caught instead is really bizarre. In the distance, near the water reservoir, there seems to be a white figure watching from a distance. According to the hunter, there was no one there at the camp at that time of the year. So what is that? Is that just some bug that got too close to the lens of the camera? Or is it something more sinister? This trail cam picture seems to have caught some bizarre creature lurking in the forest. It can't really be a wolf or bear, as it seems to be walking on two legs, but it is also crouching in a weird way. The body, full of hair, and its long arms seem to be resembling the famous Bigfoot. But given what most descriptions of Bigfoot say, it is supposed to be big. This one does not seem that big in particular. Compared to the tree, even a human would be bigger, or at least the same size. It looks more like an ape in this case. But what would an ape be doing there. Photos of a giant crocodile, believed to be around 29 feet or around 9 meters long, started appearing on the internet. It is said that this giant has been lurking near a village in Philippines and is believed to be the killer of several people. Because of that, people decided they needed to do something about it, and they set up a hunting party to catch the monster. And catch it they did. The croc was not killed, however, but captured and tied in order to be sent to a zoo. But just look at the size of this creature. It is possibly the largest crocodile ever caught. And although it was caught and secured, it surely did not give up and was struggling with every fiber to get loose. We can see the people being evacuated as the croc was about to get loose, but thankfully, as the croc got tired of all that struggle, the villagers in the end managed to secure it back and in the end send it to a zoo. This video was taken by a person who was exploring the forest of Amherst, and they were extremely surprised, if not terrified, by what they found. A structure made of branches in the middle of the forest. At first look, you could say that it was made by kids trying to play, or by a person who got lost in the woods and needed a shelter for the night. But when the person recording the video got closer, they saw different small twigs tied up in different formations, as if trying to create strange symbols out of them. And what is scarier, at the end of the video, the person recording also spots a person running away in the woods, but they decide not to pursue. What I have to say about this video is that Amherst has been known for rituals and weird sightings, so I am inclined to think that this might be the doing of a person who believes in all that. But what do you think? What was all that? Seeing this clip, the first thing I thought about is that this is a Dementor from Harry Potter. Its shadowy figure stretching as it is flying looks exactly just like a Dementor. But unless the author took inspiration from real life, that cannot be a Dementor. So what exactly are we looking at? It cannot be a meteorite as it is going too slow. It also looks too weird and unlike any clouds I've seen. And no piece of material could be up there. So is this something someone edited just to give us a scare? What do you think? We can see a CCTV recording from what appears to be a hospital in an Arab country. 3 men are waiting in the hallway, while suddenly we can see a surgeon quickly jumping out of the room, as if he is trying to run away. He quickly begins stumbling across the hallway, trying to head for the exit, while the 3 guys continue watching in disbelief, and for some reason they do not join in his run. Then we can clearly see what scared him. An empty wheelchair appears from that room, as if it was pushed by someone. But the wheelchair quickly turns towards the men, and the men quickly learn of what scared the surgeon, as they begin to run in a full panic. What exactly was that? Did this video record a supernatural occurrence? Or is this just a fake setup? If you want to see more strange encounters on camera, then watch this video.